My name is Joseph Illidge, groundbreaking writer and editor.
I'm Aaron Perrine, co-host of Phase Hero.
I'm T. Franklin, a Black, queer, disabled, award-winning, best-selling comic book writer.
This is Preach Jacobs, hip-hop artist and founder of Colacon, the nation's only hip-hop comic convention.
Hi, my name is Carla.
Hi, I'm Ebony.
We talk about health, culture,
and comic books.
And I listen to...
And I listen to...
Tune into...
You're tuned into...
And I watch... Aurora's podcast. And I watch Aurora Comics podcast.
Aurora Comics podcast.
The Aurora Comics podcast.
Aurora Comics
podcast.
You guys should be listening to
the Aurora Comics podcast.
Yes, if you're not, there's something wrong with you. There's really something wrong with you. This is the best podcast. It's like parallel to my podcast. It's right there. They're back and forth.
Yes.
But...
Hey everyone, my name is Carla, and I co-host Aurora Comics podcast. Dr. Ebony was not able to join us. She's actually down in Fan Expo this weekend, so I have the privilege of hosting Miss T. Franklin. I've been anxious for this interview. I've been excited for this interview. I'm so familiar with her work, but let me tell you a little bit about her just in case you've been living under a rock. So T. Franklin is a DC Comics writer of the GLAAD-nominated Harley Quinn series that is a massive #1 hit on Amazon. She's the first Black woman to write Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, and she's also the first Black woman writer with multiple series by Image Comics. She hopes to pave the way for more marginalized comic creators. T is a Black queer, mom of an adult children, disabled, autistic, and a wheelchair user just bursting with personality. So welcome to the pod. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you so much for having me, Carla. I appreciate you so much.
Yes.
Shout out to Ebony.
Yes, we send her our love down in New Orleans.
Yes.
I don't know if I said it right, but hopefully I did, for those living in New Orleans. All right, so we're just going to jump right into it. I was just grinning when I read your bio. Just, oh my gosh. But before I jump into all that, we will always like to kind of slow things down for our listeners and take it back all the way back to when you first picked up your first manga or comic book. Take us back to that moment and tell us when you decided to become a storyteller.
The first comic, actually, this is like my villain origin story, if you want to call it that. I blackmailed my cousin who was watching me. He was supposed to be watching me, but he had his little girlfriend over. So I was like, I stay in the closet if you give me comics and I won't say nothing. So I got comics and I ain't saying nothing. And who knew this whole time I was in the closet? Like, it's wild. Like, when I think about it, like, dang.
Oh, that's
I've been in the closet.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's a powerful metaphor. I think that's the type of tool that it is. Oh, wow. Okay, so This was around the age, you were a teenager or?
I was a kid. I was single digits.
All right. So
and I was like, it was an escape for me. It was an escape from of course, I did not know I was autistic at the time. So it was so overwhelming, sensory overload. And it was just a place where I could escape from that and also from violence and everything that was happening in my life. And it was a great escape. It was a Spider-Man. I don't remember exactly what issue, but it was a Spider-Man comic. This is in this. I don't want to tell you the age. I don't want to tell you how old I am. We just gonna say in the 70s, or early. Yeah, we gonna say that.
Girl, listen. If you saying you was blinking and carrying on in the 70s,
my son will be 31, 2 this month.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I thought you were younger than me.
No, my youngest just turned 22 in November.
See,
A
y'all,
grandmother of 3.
you need to add to your bio, good
Vampire.
genes master. You got the genes, girl. When we say black girls don't age, you got it.
Legs on crack.
No, you don't got. I mean, wow. I mean, your skin is glowing. Your personality and your energy is just is. I mean, I honestly thought I was like, she's so young to be so accomplished and you're still young. I'm not saying that you are young, but I thought you were younger because of how much you've accomplished and the way you don't look like you're older than me. I'm 44. You look like I thought you was like I thought you was 30. I really did.
Oh, thank you.
I thought you
don't tell my son, but thank you.
I really did. I thought you were 30. Oh my God.
It's been a long time since I've been in my 30s. Very long.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, you have God's blessing. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Thank you so much.
So when did you become a storyteller?
I was peer pressured by comic creators. I love comics as a kid, and you get older, you grow up, you get married, you have kids, and suddenly that little extra money ain't extra money. It's got to feed humans and what. So you can't go and enjoy the comics. So I just fell back. But I got into the animated series, make sure my kids was always watching. Divorce, everybody gets older, and I get into this car accident that changed my life. And I decided that I wanted to focus on comics more because I always loved comics. It did not matter. And I started this whole comics journalism site, and I would interview comic creators. When I first got back into comics, there was this comic called Nail Biter. It was on like issue 4. It's a Image Comics book. And I did not know. This was around the time where Superman and Wonder Woman kissed on the cover. And that's what got me back into comics. I love Wonder Woman, got her tatted, and I'm like, oh my God, she's finally with Superman. What the hell happened? Let me read it. I go to my comic shop. I go on the wrong day because I don't know, it's only Wednesdays. So, okay, since I can't get that, what do you have for me? And then they asked me, what do you like? And I was like, well, I would love to read some horror comics, but I know that doesn't exist. So he was like, wait, what? And then I was like, damn. Because back when it was capes and romance and Archie. That was it. There was nothing else. So my mind just exploded. And I saw this Nail Biter cover, bunch of dead bodies behind them, and this white guys is eating nails off of a dead body. I was like, oh, give it to me. I need this. And I fell in love with this comic, and I would be tagging the artist and the writer. Oh my God, I love your work. Oh my God, they're so amazing. Y'all need to read this. It did have a Black protagonist. And I was just like, y'all gotta come on. And the comic writer, Joshua Williamson, was like, hey, are you going to New York Comic Con? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be there. I ain't had not no ticket. I had not know nothing, but you best believe I was going to get up in that bitch somehow, and did. Okay? It was time for my interview, and I'm rolling with my wheelchair, and I just roll up. And before I even got to say, hey, what's up, Josh? Oh my God, I'm a fan. He was like, yo, I'm giving you 4 pages.
Wow.
So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, I get to see 4 pages of the new book. Like, I'm hyped. Remember, I'm autistic. I be missing shit. It's a lot. And he had to say it again. And I was like, wait, I don't know how to write. Like, what do you mean? I'm just doing reviews. I didn't think I could tell the story. Child, he told me to go downstairs and get an artist. That's all he said. And I did. And actually, this is the story behind me. It's a horror story. It's a 4-page horror story. And that was what I was given at New York Comic Con. And I had no idea that story. My decision to go to the comic book shop to pick up Wonder Woman and Superman kissing changed my life.
Wow. Talk about walking through the doors that open up for you.
Rolling.
Yeah, rolling. Oh my
rolling.
God. I first of all, number one, I love your I don't know the word that I'm looking for, but you talk about yourself in a way that you're not making fun of yourself, but you are letting people know who you are. It's okay to include, these words, autistic, and let's roll out in my chair. It's okay to include those words
It's my life
and in the conversation about you, and that's so beautiful, and I really appreciate that about you. But that also, I feel like, adds a lot of color to the stories that you tell. And I have not read that story. Actually, Ebony would probably be asking. I would love that. Ebony loves horror. That is her genre. She loves horror. I'm more of a superhero girly. But Ebony would be like, probably have asked you 20 more questions just from those 4 pages. So I gotta wait till Ebony hears this. She's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I missed this interview." And again, she's in finance, but she's not missing it. But she's
working. She enjoying New Orleans. Yes. That comic was like, people wanted more. In those 4 pages, I know you didn't read it, but it's called The Outfit.
Okay.
But it's a backup in issue 27 of Nail Biter.
Okay. So
I had Gail Simone as my editor, who is Gail Simone has written any and everything. Yeah. She was my editor, and she helped me. And to have her, the note she gave me was like, "You spelled this wrong, and like move that there." And that was like, wait, minimal notes on something that I wrote for the first thing, and everyone just wanted more because there was so nuanced and so many layers to the story, and that really kicked everything off.
So Nail Biters is now, again, I don't know nothing about horror. Is that was that a limited series, or is that an ongoing series? And then what issue did your work appear?
It was an ongoing series. I don't know the number, but I appeared in 27. That was my number. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And that issue sold out. So you can't even get it in stores because everyone really loved my story. So for a random issue to go out of stock, out of print, that doesn't really happen unless something big is happening in that book. And it was my debut.
Wow. And so where can we read this story though? Because we want to be able to read it.
Yeah. You got to get it from me from my site.
Okay.
On tfranklin.com. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you want to read her very first story, it's on her website. And then we always post the website in the show notes so people can go, and they probably, our listeners probably already know who you are, but in case, there's a few people that wasn't familiar with the fact that you wrote this mini story, then they know where to go. So, yes. All right. So let's kind of move into now. Okay. Now you are a writer. You are a paid writer. Okay. So how did your culture and your experiences influence your work moving forward? Not only with this story, but moving forward. And was it intentional?
everything that I do is intentional. I have been an avid reader again since I was a kid. I was like 10 years old and read hardcover Stephen King's It. Returned it in 2 days. Like, I loved to read. And then nothing was for me. Nothing was for me, about me, by me. Like, there was just nothing there. So, and even when it came to my kids, a whole hell of decades went past. And now I'm going again to get the books for my kids. And it's still nothing there. I go into the comic shop that day, that fateful day that changed my life. And there were no one who looked like me writing these comics. This is 2014. Think of 2014. It was white everything. It wasn't there. So when it came to my time, when I started to write, it was like, I'm just writing Black. If you read my Kickstarter, Bingo Love, it's a Black queer romance. I asked for $1 short of 20 grand, and we raised almost 60,000, funded in 5 days.
Wow. That tells you there's an audience. Well, that tells you there was an audience waiting.
Yes.
The audience waiting.
And that is what Ebony magazine put in an article, what Marvel can learn from Bingo Love. That was wild. And I'm like, okay, but it's just a story about gay Black grandmas. Like, for me, again, as an autistic, I'm not seeing the problem. I'm not seeing, how does it feel to be? I'm like, what? I'm just telling a fucking story. That's how I feel. I'm telling a story. So y'all write about y'all world where apparently nobody of color is in it. So now it's my turn. Ain't gonna be no white people in it. Or y'all gonna be in the background, right? Because that's what they did to us. We were the thugs. We were the crackheads. We were the robbers. We were all of this, and we was in the background. Well, now y'all get to be in the background of my books.
That's right. That's right. So what year did Bingo Love come out?
Bingo Love came out in 2017. I don't remember.
2017. Okay.
I remember. We're going to say 2016 or 2017.
I asked that because, excuse me, I opened up my first comic book in 2018 after I saw Black Panther, the movie. So I almost kind of liken 2013, 14. I believe 2013 or 14 was the first time Marvel hired a Black woman to write for them. Now I know there's been artists like Aletha Martinez who's been been with Marvel and other companies for decades. I think she told me 22 years when we were with her. So they were always kind of and not to dismiss Miss Aletha, because she's phenomenal, but unfortunately they companies like Marvel and DC did not appreciate the Black artists as much as they do now. So we didn't even know there were Black artists in the background, creating these stories. But it wasn't until like 2013, like almost 10 years ago, did they start hiring Black women to write in the comics, and not just one shots, but like 3-4 comics, and
I think it was that early. I think it was later than that.
What?
It was
when?
Yeah. It was the first. See, I want to say this. Okay, so who, in your opinion, who is the first Black woman to write for Marvel?
I don't know her name, but let me Google it real quick. I
don't
remember her name.
Is it a writer, an author from the book world?
Give me 1 second to write, because I remember reading this article. And that's a
Because
shame.
there's
I
two
remember her
reasons
saying.
why I say that.
So I read this. It says Nyla Magruder.
Magruder. Mm-hmm.
I don't see the actual.
If I'm not mistaken, it was like 2015, 2016.
Oh, it's
20.
2016.
Mm-hmm. Told you.
Nyla
It was
Magruder,
later.
2016. Wow.
Yeah,
And
it was later.
I'm gonna be very honest with you. I think because of projects like yours, I think that Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, all these companies realize, oh,
There's an audience.
there's an audience and we can make some money.
Oh
So,
yeah.
I really want to credit your project to a part of that. It was definitely a contributing factor. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
There are a lot of Black women who have done amazing things, who have put me on. So I definitely don't want to take all the credit at all. But I do know that I had a hand in that. I know that like you cannot dismiss my contributions, because you have to realize during this entire time, I have now created, because I said I'm doing comics journalism, I had stopped promoting DC and Marvel because there were no Black creators. I refused. I let it be known. I was eventually banned from their events. I couldn't go. And it's fine. It was cool. It didn't bother me none. Okay. And then I created Black Comics Month to put the Black comic creators, to give them a spotlight. And then I got Image and Marvel and Dark Horse and all these other companies using the hashtag Black Comics Month, donating comics to me, Black comics by Black creators. And then I'm taking that and doing the diversity in comics panel at New York Comic Con and at all these other. And then that eventually morphed into Black Comics Month. So it was like, no, let's, I had a hand in this, right? Mm-hmm. I had a hand in this. And I'm doing all of this, but I still have no intention on writing. I didn't want to write. I was like, yeah, that shit not for me. I'm good. I'm here, happy in my little, I want to push everybody out. If I have this platform and people follow me and this was the influencer before the influencer, let me put you out. Let me put you out there. Let me put you on. Let other people know you and find you and read your shit. So to go from that to actually doing it myself with Bingo Love was wild. And it's not like it's a superhero or horror story. This is about Black gay grandmas, the elder queers that we are reading about, old women, and people wanted that. Mm-hmm. And then we have more stuff coming out. And it's like, oh, good for them, right? They see that this stuff, that this makes money, but they still have the other people writing the book, so it's not coming across as authentic as it should. Mm-hmm. And they don't want to hire us, so here we are.
Yeah, they missed out on a lot. I mean, that's a whole nother show that I can get into about the numbers that they just don't want to. They don't want to have the numbers the way they should, like they could. So we're doing it on our own, So,
yes.
What, in your opinion? Because you've accomplished a lot, and I would say a good 10 years.
Not like 8.
8 years. You've accomplished a lot. What do you think is the future for comic book writers of color? And then I want to extend that not only of color, but queer. What do you think is the future for queer creators of color? That's the way that I want to ask it.
Okay, so now I have to ask you, why did you omit disabled?
That's a good question. Because I guess because I don't see you as disabled, even though that is a part of your identity.
No, no. Once I get up, you can see I'm disabled. That's the thing. They're invisible disabilities, they do exist, as well as the visible ones. You don't see me with my wheelchair. You just said how you love that I brought up my disability and my wheelchair. And now it's like you bring up queers and people of color, but then say you don't see me as disabled. That is where the problem lies with not just you, but a lot of people. They dismiss the disabled part. I have mental disabilities. I have learning disabilities, right? I besides being autistic, I am dyslexic. I have a slow processing brain on top of everything else, but I'm still doing it. So everything that I do, yeah, it's cool. I'm doing it for the queers. Yeah, it's cool. I'm doing it for the Black people, which is really fucking cool. But it's like I'm doing this shit for disabled people because y'all dismiss disabled people all the fucking time. And it's ridiculous. It is harmful. And that is why I put disabled people in every fucking thing I write. Because you're not going to sit here and act like disabled people don't exist. If your book does not have disabled people in it, you are ableist. If you have a book that is set in the future and disabled people aren't in there, you are eugenics. So if disabled people can't be in your stories, are you really a writer? Why are you excluding them? Why are you excluding us? That's why people showed up and showed out for me, because I am disabled and I'm doing shit. The same shit people said I can't do, I did. One of my characters that I co-created is in Across the Spider-Verse, a disabled character who rolls in and actually fights Miles and have a whole fucking talk with Miles. I co-created her.
Let's talk.
Then a pony from My Little Pony, disabled, went from the comics to the TV screen from a Netflix spinoff. I'm going to put disabled people in everything I do.
So
everything.
One, thank you for correcting me. Thank you. Because it's not something that like if you were in front of me in person, that would have been included in the question. But you see how fast I forgot that you were disabled. I forgot that quickly. So thank you for correcting me, and thank you for bringing that to the forefront.
Yes. I hope it didn't come off like I was scolding you.
Oh,
I hope I didn't. Okay, good. Girl, it is that I have to do that because that's how it is in comics, in that industry, and in the Hollywood industry. When I talk like that, everybody gets defensive, and I'm like, damn, I hope you didn't come across like that, right? Because it's an instant reaction, because then you're labeled as XYZ.
No.
So thank you.
No, I don't get offended when I'm being corrected and respectfully. You respectfully did so, and then not only that, you went into how you stood on it. You gave us two examples, and as a writer, my story is set in the future, and to be very honest with you, I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about including people with disabilities. I didn't. I'm gonna be very honest with you. So that is something for me to really to remember. And in the upcoming issues, I now I want to create a character. Now I want to create a character with a disability, like somebody that's really going to contribute something substantial to the story. So that, I mean, that's a lesson for me. But let's pause for a minute and talk about those two characters. So you mentioned that the Spider-Man comic character.
Yes.
Okay, tell us all about it. Tell us all about them.
Oh my goodness. Her name is Sun Spider, and her name is Sun Spider, and her alter ego name is Charlotte Weber, because why wouldn't it be Charlotte Web, right? Like, why not? And she is just this, she has EDS, and being able to co-create her is just
This right here.
it's so that's
I'm gonna put a better picture up during the video.
that's my baby. So Marvel reached out to me, and it was wild because the shit was in my spam. So writers, people, period, check your spam, because it could be some amazing shit in there. And I realized that it was a spam, and they wanted Sun Spider was created by Dane Broder for after the first Spider-Verse, and everybody was drawing their own spider personas. Dane created Sun Spider, and Marvel was like, hey, we've got this character, we would like a story, are you in? I'm like, okay, can I do what I want? They said I could do what I want. So I created her personality, her alter ego, her queerness, her disability. Like, I formed and shaped and I breathed life into this character. And I received so much hate. Hate, evilness, threats, bullying, because there is now a disabled comic, a disabled Spider-Man comic. And it was heartbreaking because Stan said anybody could wear the mask, right? Anybody could wear the mask. So it's like, oh, anybody but disabled people? Oh, okay, I get it. That campaign was a lot. And during this time, Phil Lord, who is one of the executive producers who is behind the Spider-Verse movies, he follows me, and we're just like tweeting back and forth at each other. And he asked me for info on the comic, and I gave him the comic. I didn't think anything of it. Again, I'm autistic as fuck. I'm like, oh, this is cool. The guy from Spider-Verse wants to read my Spider-Verse. Yeah. Right? I'm going on with my motherfucking life. I'm thinking nothing of it. And then a poster dropped, and Sun Spider was on the movie poster.
Wow.
I could not, I could not believe what was happening. And mind you, it still didn't click that she was going to be in the movie. Again, I don't even see them red flags. That's how I be getting screwed over, right? But it's like I was not connecting the dots.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her, say, hey, is she gonna be in the movie? Like, what's good? Ain't nobody telling me nothing. I'm like, all right, I keep it pushing. I go on about my life. The movie comes out, and now all the notifications. And I ain't even upset. That's like the first time I've never been upset to be spoiled before, because to see my character have her own separate entrance in her wheelchair that transformed and crawled up the walls. And then she got out of the wheelchair and hit Miles and had a whole line.
Wow.
In my voice, that like the writing, the style, they took her personality and put it in that script. Oh my God. And it's played by a Black disabled actress, an Afro-Latina disabled actress.
Was it the first one or the second one?
The second movie, the one that just came out.
Okay, I gotta go back and watch it. Oh my God.
Yeah, she got a whole wheelchair scene. She rides in with her wheelchair and she's like, oh my God, hi, Miles, I'm a big fan. He's like, oh, hey, thanks, right? This is when he's running away from the Spider Society. And she says, don't you hate when spider people use comedy as a crutch? And she swings off her wheelchair with her crutches and hits him. She's like, get it, crutch. I was like, like, oh my God, it was amazing. And then to see people's reactions while they're watching the film, it was just,
I have to go back and see it. Oh my gosh, that just that brings so much joy to my heart. And I vaguely remember that moment, but I'm gonna be very honest. It's been we saw it when it first came out, so it's been a minute since. So I don't have a good memory. So oh my gosh. So hopefully now she's obviously been in comics. Does she have any more stories coming up?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. It's unfortunate. I do wish that Marvel would give more of her stories. I think the audience would love it. And I don't know why they didn't capitalize off of it, because people were like, you know what, I probably do know why.
Yeah. Well,
that campaign was pretty bad. Like, it was pretty bad. So I feel like maybe they might be protecting their disabled readers, because it was nasty. It was nasty. And yeah. But you can't fold, but that's just me. I will keep on telling the story. So Marvel, if you listening, hit me up.
Yeah. It says the last appearance was in March 2020 in the Spider-Verse, Volume 3, number 6. And then we just saw her in the movie. So the fact that we saw her in the movie, though, I kind of have a feeling she's going to come back. I really do.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. And now that I know that you were part of her creation, I'm gonna try to look her up on the app. Look up those stories on the app to get her to see her story. So, okay, the second character is from the My Little Pony universe. So, tell us all about that.
I got to create. Well, unlike Sun Spider, where she was like 50% created, I got to build this with the artist, another Black woman artist named Shauna J. Grant, and we created this adorable vitiligo pony called Violette Rainbow, and she won the hearts of so many people in such a quick time. She ended up making history by being the first pony in My Little Pony history to go from the comics to the screen and have a speaking voice.
You doing all
kinds and we did that. That's her on the TV show. Yes, baby. That is her on the TV show, and she made her debut around this time last year.
Okay.
So right. She went from my mind to the book to the screen in like a year or less. It was wild. And she has appeared in a couple more episodes. And it, like, I just, So when people be like, disabled people don't sell, disabled people don't buy, disabled people don't have talent, I just like open, ta-da, because maybe my resume speaks volumes. You know, I am doing things that more disabled people should be doing. And if you give disabled people an opportunity and you make that shit accessible and you accommodate us, you will be amazed at what the fuck we can give you. So start believing, stop dismissing, stop erasing us, stop not including us. Really. I just had one opportunity, and mind you, I could not have done Sun Spider or Violette Rainbow without Harley Quinn.
Oh, let's get into that. Let's get into Harley.
Yes.
So you have written for Harley Quinn. When did they reach out to you to helm?
2020. They reached out to me in 2020. One of my friends put in a word for me, and he was white, and I'm pretty sure it was the white guilt, because that was around the time when George Floyd was murdered. Okay, so you remember that time when all the publishers were like, "Come on in, we want you." You know what I'm saying? So I got swept up in that. It is what it is, right? But my friends did put in a word for me, and I actually pitched DC a Vixen story because I love Vixen. So the editor was like, "Hey, we can't use unsolicited pitches, but if I have something, I'll get back to you." All right, cool, no biggie. December 2020. No, November. They were like, "Hey, we have this thing. Would you be interested? It's Harley Quinn. Have you seen the show?" Jesus Christ. Have I seen the show? Of course. Like, Harley and Ivy are kissing now. Yes. They're like, "Okay, well, you can pitch, but understand it's like 6, 7 of you." I bet. And I did my little happy dance. I freaked out. Oh my God, bitch, what we gonna do? I don't know. I smoked a couple of these because I was like, I just said yes. I didn't think they said we were gonna do it. All right, let's figure it out. And I threw shit on the fucking wall. I was like, what would I do if I actually got this chance? I might never get another chance in my life to write for DC Comics. What you gonna do, bitch? We putting Vixen in that hole. We damn right. I put Vixen in there. Yeah, we working with Vixen. Like, boom, it's gonna be Harley and Ivy and Vixen. Boom, that's it. I sent the shit in and kept it pushing. I honestly was not expecting. You read it's like 6, 7 other people. I have only had Bingo Love and fucking this horror story. That's it. And they were like, "Congrats. The animation team loved what you did." Oh,
wait a minute. Pause for a minute. So it's not a comic book. It's actually for...
No, it is a comic.
Okay.
It is the comic that's tied into the TV show.
Got it. Okay. Yes. So that's why you come up because you come up under animation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because it's the animated series show.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I had to get their permission.
You got to slow things down for me. So you wrote. So the comic book has been adapted into the animation, or the other way around?
It's the other way around. So you have season 1 and you have season 2. Season 3 was delayed because of COVID. They needed something. That's where I come in, and I do season 2.5 right before 3. And then I do season 3.5 right before 4. So I bridge the gap between seasons. Okay. So when Harley and it was like day 3 or 4 of Harley and Ivy's after season 2 ended, I took care of days 1, 2, 3. Then we got into day 4, right? Then at the end of season 3, Harley decides to join the Bat team. And I am the one who is bridging the gap to what happened after Harley said yes to joining the Bat team. So required reading, very canon.
So it's canon. Yeah.
It is canon.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing. Because I didn't realize it was also canon to the series. I did not realize that. I just thought it was I'm not saying just thought it was, because that's a big deal in itself, but I just thought it was kind of just in its own separate world as a comic book series. But no, it actually ties into the animated series. Okay, I got it now.
Yes.
And that, I feel like your bio needs to be a little bit beefed up a little bit, because you wouldn't think that you would. I wouldn't connect the two things. I wouldn't connect the dots. I wouldn't. Yeah, you gotta have somebody beef up that, because you can actually say a contributor to the animated series as well. Because I'm sure what you write does go into the script.
Yeah. Because I get the script of the TV show, and I got to fit it in there. So when they get my stuff, I don't know how deep into it. I don't even know if they read everything, but because they have people, I'm assuming they have the folks because I don't get approval. Let me see. So in Harley Quinn, Legion of Bats, I had to go and write that over 5 times because it was not fitting in with the animation. Because they were a little bit farther along, and they were like, yeah, you can't use that. But they weren't telling me why I couldn't use it. They were like, you can't use it. You got to do something else. So I would do something else. They'd be like, yeah, damn, you can't do that either. So I'm like, bro.
That's so frustrating.
Yes.
But that takes a lot of skill. I mean, obviously it takes creativity, but that is a certain level of skill that I don't think even I have come to appreciate. Because I mean, I have a hard time just rewriting my own scene, and I just have to make that story make sense in my own little world. But you are working with a team.
Yeah.
And millions of people are going to be watching, reading this, and watching, the series.
Yeah,
that takes a lot of skill. I
didn't even think of it that way. Thank you.
It does. It does, because I mean, it's very hard to explain, but like I said, it's hard to rewrite a scene in itself. That's one. But when you add it to the fact that you have to work in this certain framework, make it good, make it engaging, make it true to the characters, that takes skill that I think some writers don't appreciate. So that actually leads me to my next question is, let me get it right now. As a disabled, queer, autistic Black woman, what is your advice for those who are following in your footsteps?
This is gonna sound whack, corny, or whatever, but be authentically you. Be you. No, I ain't like no other comic book creator that's out there, right? Like I am very me, okay? And hate it or love it, it doesn't matter because I'm still going to be me. I don't mask anymore. I am too old to be sitting up here trying to mask to make sure I please you. I'm off that. Okay. I'm old. I ain't got time for that shit no more. So I am me. And the way that I talk, the way that I am, I will have a meltdown on live or on Twitter. I'm gonna do it. It's me. I'm fucking real. And that makes my characters authentic as shit.
Mm-hmm.
So be authentically you. Stop trying to please everybody. Because let me tell you, all them motherfuckers you trying to please, they don't give a fuck about you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You see, ain't nobody gonna talk like that. Nobody really gonna talk. I don't give a.
But it's true. It's true.
It's true.
It's very true. And I think too, I know that I'm not trying to dismiss the importance of what George Floyd did to the Black community, because I think that changed a lot for us.
Yes.
I think it changed the world temporarily, but I think it changed us permanently. Okay. So I'm not trying to dismiss that event, because you said that you feel like a part of, the reason why someone put you on was because of the white guilt, which is a very real thing. But I also, I think you know that, but you're humble. You're too humble to admit this. But you also, I feel it was also because you had done this, mini story. You're authentically you. You bring a voice to the space that no one else has. You do, when people see, I don't know how many stories you wrote before before Harley Quinn, but even the writer of Nailbiter saw something in you in those reviews that you did that was unlike anything he had ever seen. So when I say, yes, creativity, authenticity, but you actually have a skill that is very rare, even in mainstream now. And I know you don't want to step on nobody's toes, but you can see that when you watch TV, the writing is kind of a hit and miss, and these projects are greenlit, and you're like, who had that? What that script? Or you open up a comic book, you were like, who wrote this? This is trash. But you actually, I think there's a few things that make you, obviously, but I want our listeners to understand that it takes a certain amount of skill. So with that being said, how do you sharpen your writing skills? Because please don't tell me it just comes out. Please don't say that, because that's like, that gives people no hope at all. Like, we can never be as good as her. Do you have some tips and tricks on how to hone in on your writing skills and your craft? Because it is a skill. It's a mastery. It's not just creativity. It's not just it's skills too. So I know we had an hour. I want to, as a writer, I want to tell me how you, not everything, of course, but if you have that one piece of advice for how to get better as a writer, what would it be? I know you said be authentically you. I get that. And we are. But how do you hone in on those story writing tools? Suspense, foreshadowing, character development, plot twists, incorporating random perspectives into a storyline that everybody on the production team can get behind. That takes skill. So just feed us, girl. Feed us.
Okay. So I want to take it back. Remember when we were talking about my age, and you had mentioned my skin routine. My skin routine is soap and water. I don't do anything to it, and my face is like this. that question that you just asked me, and you said, please don't tell me it's X, Y, and Z. So, wait a minute. So, I knew absolutely nothing about writing. I knew nothing about it. Telling a story, I didn't know how to do. And I just sat down and wrote it. Whatever I felt was going to happen and say, I just spit it out there. And it was like, oh, all right, I'm gonna put this to the side and I'm gonna try again. And then I'm gonna try again. And now I have a few different stories. Pretty much the same, right? But okay, where do I go from here? When I say be authentically you, I just don't mean you, period, but in your writing. If you read my Harley Quinn or my Bingo Love, I don't try to write a certain way. I told you I am very disabled. I am learning disabilities out the ass, intellectually disabled. I don't know certain things. So I'm just gonna be like, okay, this is it. You know, I don't know how other writers do it, but I do know that this talent I have is fucking phenomenal. Mm-hmm. But I still don't know how to fucking do it. So I need to learn. I need skills, right? So you have a talent. Everybody has some kind of talent in them. You got to let that shit pour out. Don't correct it while you're doing it, right? Just get it out of you. But when it comes time to hone your skills, you got to get your ass up and fucking write. You got to get up and write. You got to read. You ain't got to read books. I ain't telling you read no fucking books, and I don't read no fucking books. Like, it give me a migraine. I can't do it. I love comics now. I can read a comic. A comic is good. But don't think you have to read. But then again, y'all, your brain not like my brain. So that's a PSA and a disclaimer. My shit is very different because there's like 1,000 T's doing shit at the same time. Yours might not be that way. So take what I say with neurodivergence. Because I don't want y'all coming for my neck saying you did this and it didn't work. Okay? But get out there, write. Just get up and write. I've been hosting a writing challenge where we meet once a week and we get in tune and stay. Did y'all write? What y'all did today? Nothing. Why you ain't doing nothing? Oh, cuz. What you mean, cuz? You know, I'm like that I don't know. I'm just like that motivator that like, what you doing? Like, you say you want to write, but you don't want to write. What you mean? Like, I need you to explain that to me. 1 + 1 is not equaling 2. So you want to be a writer? You wanted some skills? Well, why you not doing nothing? My grandmother used to say, you can one in one hand and shit in the other. Which one is going to fill? Which one you going to get first? Which one? The shit, right? Okay. Because you can want all you want, but if you're not doing nothing behind that one, how the fuck you going to get it? Mm-hmm. I still learn. I still take classes. I will sign up for a master class in a heartbeat. I want to learn to be a better writer. Bingo Love, I pantsed that entire thing. I did not. Reading Bingo Love now is like, damn, bitch, if you just, I see so many ways I could have took this shit and leveled it up, but I ain't know no better. Mm. Same thing with Harley Quinn. I look back on it now like, damn, if I would have And I know that goes for every writer, but I didn't know the shit that I do now. So if I take all the stuff that I know now and make these books, oh my God, it would be better. So never stop learning. Always fucking learn. Always learn, right? And here's the thing. You know me, I'm autistic as fuck. I gotta learn in certain ways because it's not gonna penetrate my head. So if something don't work for you, don't think, oh, I can't learn this. Don't do all of that, right? Nah, you can learn. That's just not the fucking teacher for you. That's not the place you need to learn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta find something that's for you. You gotta accommodate yourself, right? Because look, I'm a coach and I'm a writing consultant. And my students learn from me. My clients learn from me. Mm-hmm. But I'm not about this A, B, C, and D. I'm autistic. I got ADHD. You know we going all the way around the back end. But you gonna get my point. You gonna get my point. And I can't work with a teacher who is teaching me. Teach me in a different way so I could be like, oh, I get what you're saying. Mm-hmm. That makes sense, right? So don't dismiss that you did it and you can't get it because it's this one teacher. Man, just find somebody. You know what I'm saying? This ain't fucking college, bro. Drop that shit and go to the next one.
Well, thank you. And I think that just continue to write.
Yes.
Invest your time and maybe money into learning and leveling up your writing.
Yes.
And being yourself, infusing yourself into your writing. And I think you've done an amazing job with that. I can't wait to see I'm gonna be very honest. I wanna get into the My Little Pony. I don't have a little girl. My boy ain't gonna like it. But My Little Pony takes me back to my childhood. And you, as well as Stephanie Williams, I think you two, I need to, y'all both are writing for My Little Pony. I definitely need to settle, calm it down. I think that's going to be my next investment because I usually, like every other month, I'll buy a whole bunch of comics. I'm not the weekly pull kind of girl. I'll buy like 20 comics at one time and then read them. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. And hopefully I can get in some sort of graphic novel kind of thing. So,
yes. My new My Little Pony comes out next month, actually.
Oh, okay. Let's do the plug. Let's do the plug, girl. All right. So by the time this airs, it will be out. So
yes.
Okay, let's do your plug, girl. Go ahead.
Yes. So My Little Pony, Skye's Secret is a story about Skye the zebra, one of the characters that I co-created. She has been hiding a secret. She has an invisible disability. She suffers from chronic pain. And she doesn't hang out with her best friend at her place because she's been hiding the secret. She don't want nobody to know. And the story hits home for a lot of disabled people. We hide our disabilities because we lose our friends. If we have a chronic pain there, if we are too fatigued and we can't, there's always something with us. But we're flaky, and people don't like to be friends with us. So this is a story about chronic pain, disability, and friendship. And it means so much to me. It is relatable to so many people. And I am so proud of this story. This is honestly one of the best things I've written. I actually wrote it in 4 days for a writing challenge for myself. So just a little, but it's coming out February 19th for Black History Month. There are tons of Black history and Black disabled history Easter eggs. We have a Black writer, that's me, a Black artist, Yancy Labat, a Black colorist, Celie Godfrey, a Black artist, a Black cover artist, Natasha Boosters. Like this is the blackest My Little Pony book ever.
I love that. I love it. I love it. And it's I think that yes, it was written by us for us, but it's going to transcend the culture. I mean, chronic pain, disability, that's in every culture. I would say a lot of families, most families are touched by disability. My younger sister is autistic. She's not, she will always require a lot of help. But I think that a lot of families, parents especially, this is something that I feel like should be recommended reading for the family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That is one of the main reasons why I'm proud of it, because it's a universal story and it's an evergreen story. Right? This story will always fit no matter the time, whatever, because disabled people are always going to exist and disabled people will always be treated differently. This is a look into our side on how ableists make us feel when they do these things to us. And I hope people realize that. I really do hope people realize that this is a very, very important story. And if you know anything about me, it'd be layers and layers and layers to my shit. So
I can't wait to get it. And when will it be? When will it be available for pre-order? When will it be? You said it's February 19th is the launch date, but when will it be available for pre-order?
It's available for pre-order now, and it ends on the 13th of this month. Yeah.
So that's only 2 days away.
That's only 2 days away.
What's the title again? Tell me the title one more time.
My Little Pony, Skye's Secret.
Okay, I'm going to I usually order the new stuff through my comic book shop, my local comic book shop. So I'm gonna go to their website. Hopefully they'll have it available for pre-order.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's gonna be a good book. So the first My Little Pony story we did with Violet and Skye's appearance, that book sold out. So I would highly recommend people pre-order this, because they might have to go back to print. They usually don't like to, for whatever reason, but I have a feeling that this is going to go back to print.
Yeah, I'm gonna order it today. I'm gonna pre-order it today. Yeah, I actually have a few series to catch up on as well. So, but anyway, girl, thank you so much, Miss T. Thank you so much for spending almost an hour and 15 minutes with me. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry I kept you. I told you we could go on and on. I love to talk about stuff because I want to be able to motivate and inspire people to get out there and do what the hell they gotta do. Right? Like, you really want to work, you really want to turn that script into a graphic novel, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do this, because I'm tired of being the token person. Like, it's 2021 and I'm the first Black woman to write Harley. Like, that's corny, right? That's corny. So I want to help more people get out there and write their fucking stories and tell their stories. And yes, I understand. I'm going to leave y'all with this. Yes, I understand the nostalgia of writing with these major comic book companies. But understand me when I tell you, they will own it forever. And you need to make a decision, a conscious decision, not the nostalgia decision. You need to make a decision if you want them to own it forever, because you might not get to play with them again. So make your own shit. If you don't take nothing else from me, that is the one thing. I am glad that I have done what I've done. Don't get it twisted. However, I could only eat one meal a day. I cannot afford my $800 pain heart medicine. I couldn't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
take it however you want to take it. Bingo Love is the only consistent thing in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I will get a 4-figure check for Bingo Love because it's mine.
Mm-hmm.
I won't. I haven't even made $500. You understand what I'm saying? So that's a.
And will we see? And I gotta look by Bingo Love as well. But will we see like a sequel to Bingo Love? Or has there already been one?
No comment.
Okay, all right now. All right now. Okay, so that I'll probably gonna have another pre-order to get all behind soon. Okay. All right.
Oh no, you know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. You know, anything possible.
Okay.
Anything.
Okay. So when that anything possible happens, we want you back on to talk about it, okay?
No comment. You trying to get me? No.
I am. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I can't wait. When
I don't know what you're waiting for. I'm just saying.
We interviewed her.
So listen, anything is possible. I have no idea nobody knows what the future holds. That's the thing about this business. There could be a movie in the works, and then like 8 years down the line, we're gonna go in another direction. You know, like that's the thing with this industry, both industries, because I'm also in Hollywood as well. So you never really know. So I'm like, I never say never, you know, because anything can fucking happen, you know. So just you know, just be I just be working on something else in the meantime, you know.
Well, we can't wait, and I'm grateful that I connected with you on Threads. This has been so much fun. I've learned a lot. Thank you for your humility and honesty and spirit. I really do appreciate it. And you were such a joy to talk to. And Ebony's going to be jealous. She's going to be so jealous. But I feel like you all have a lot in common as well, because like I said, her baby is horror. And she actually, I don't think she'll mind me saying this, but she actually is working on her own story as well. And it's really good. It's really, really good. I was able to read a few pages of it, and it's really good. So I can't wait for that to come out, you know, and yeah, I'm very proud of her. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm proud too. I will support. I love Black women in horror. I feel like we kick ass.
Yeah. We had let me see. She interviewed Tanana Reeve Dew. They interviewed her. And that was an amazing podcast. I want to say we had someone else. Oh, we were able to talk to Sanford Green at Baltimore Comic Con. So he his Bitterroot is the installment is coming soon. So you know, yeah, she was geeking out with talking to him. So, but thank you so much. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. And I will connect with you on social.
Yes. And y'all can find me on Ms. T Franklin, MIZTEE Franklin. That's where I am on all socials. And if you want to work with me, feel free to sign up for a consultation or one of my course programs that I'm running. And I do have a workshop on the 17th of this month, and I can't wait for that. It's called Season Your Comics. You really can't see it because, you know, it's a shirt, but it's a Season Your Comics. It's a Season Your Script workshop, and we're going to have so much fun in there. And I can't wait.
I will edit that part, and I'm going to post it. I'm gonna post it. So yeah, so
Oh my God.
people will be able to catch your workshop. So all
Oh,
right.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I'm
of
so
course.
happy.
Of course, of course, of course. And yeah, we love to you're forever a friend of the pod. So whenever you have anything going on and just tag us so we can reshare it, repost it. Because the algorithm don't be showing
They
the
don't be showing
stuff,
nothing.
a lot of the stuff we want to engage with, they don't show it. So just whenever you want to tag us, collaborate with us, give it to us. Give it to us.
Oh my God. Don't say that. I listen, listen. I don't know if you have I probably should have plugged this, but I don't know why. But I'm doing a whole my course where I'm helping people turn their scripts into graphic novels. And it's a 6-month program. It's so much money. There are so many people that's talented out there, but they don't believe in themselves because they don't think that they have the chops to write it because of that fucking voice in their head. And then when I be like, yo, this shit is dope, they're like, oh, you're just saying that. I'm like, why? Because you pay me? I'm going to tell you your shit. Wait, you got me fucked up. Like, no. I need people to get it. Is so, I know I was there and like the guy did, he was like, just go downstairs and get somebody. That was his way of telling me to get out of my own fucking way. Go downstairs and get an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And it is just, I feel really blessed to be able to help and hopefully change everybody's lives. The Black women that have signed up that I'm working with, I'm telling you, oh my God, I'm telling you, I don't know what I need to do, but it's like there's so many dope stories out there. Mm-hmm. And publishing is so ass. I could have the best 20 clients in there right now. They probably get like 2 of them. And that's so tough. Mm-hmm. But we got the self-publishing. I'm trying my best. I want people to get their shit out there. I really do. Because we deserve to have these fucking, like, they are gatekeeping stories from us. That's corny. So I'm gonna do my part.
Wow. And so is the link to your workshop and your course in your bio on Instagram and wherever it needs to be?
Yes. Okay. It's in my link tree.
On the Instagram. It's in your link tree. So people should be able to access it through your link tree. Okay.
Yes, they can get whatever they want. They want to get the pre-ordered My Little Pony comics or sign up for a course or even a free consultation. It's all listed there.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much and enjoy your afternoon. And we will be connecting very soon, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh my God, please. We don't even, if you want me to come back, like, I could talk horror, I could talk anime, like, I love anime. Like, we could talk, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't have to be all about my work and me. I like to talk and shoot the shit about it.
We're going to keep that in mind because we've had a few creators reach out to us to be on the podcast, but we really wanted to try to do something different this season and kind of have like another co-host for maybe 1 or 2 episodes to talk about whatever we want to talk about, just to kind of give a different perspective. So we will be reaching back out to you. Yes.
Please, I volunteer as tribute. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I would love to be involved. Yes. Thank you so much.
All right, Miss.
I had fun.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And you take care, okay?
You too. Bye.